Hey, welcome along to lesson 22. I hope at this point you're beginning to experience change in your life that's for the better. Although sometimes it can feel like a little bit of an upheaval as well when things are starting to shift and change. And also, just to say to you, if you've any difficulty in remembering to do the lessons throughout your day, that maybe setting a little alarm might suit you. I know sometimes I forget the lessons in it, but I don't beat myself up. It's fine. And, they all tend to build on one another, but the more you practice them, obviously, the more they begin to seep in. But we're going to begin this day now, as we always do, with a little bit of quiet time. And this morning, I invite you, just before we enter into that time, to cross your arms over and your hands onto your shoulders. And we're going to stroke just from the shoulders all the way down to the elbows. And then you can just gently close the eyes down. And I want you to choose a positive affirmation for today. So, I am choosing fun, or I am choosing to be light. I'm choosing to be peaceful. I'm choosing calm today. Whatever fits for you, just pick an I am statement, or it could be quite simply, I am that I am. Just begin to repeat that as you apply this self-soothing touch known as havening. Brings you right into the present moment, noticing the feeling of the touch and the quality of the touch as you repeat your statement. And then what we'll do is we'll continue with this havening touch as we make our statement to the universe on this day. So we begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love and light to lead the way through the hours and the minutes of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are love, that we are one, that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. And we're going to let go of the havening touch now and do lesson 22. So, lesson 22, what I see is a form of vengeance. And the course uses quite strong language every now and then when they really want to drill a message home and get the point across. So today's idea accurately describes the way anyone who holds attack thoughts in their mind must see the world. Having projected their anger onto the world, they see vengeance about to strike at them. Their own attack is thus perceived as self-defense. So we start to see the world as full of conflict and full of lack. If that's what we're holding on the inside, that's what we begin to see on the outside. This is why we're continually invited to be gentle with ourselves. We'll be invited to see things differently, to see things that we've done in the past differently, to see others all around us differently, so that we're no longer in that place of attack and defense. This becomes an increasingly vicious cycle until we are willing to change how we see. Otherwise, thoughts of attack and counterattack will preoccupy us and people in our entire world. What peace of mind is possible to us then? So we're always like awaiting something happening, some disaster happening when we're in this mind frame. It is from this savage fantasy that you want to escape. Is it not joyous news to hear that it is not real? Is it not a happy discovery to find that you can escape? You made what you would destroy, everything that you hate and would attack and kill. All that you fear does not exist. So it's like opening a door and going, there's no peace of mind to be found here. And we can actually close that door because it's not real and what's behind it is not real. Look at the world about you at least 5 times today. for at least a minute each time. And as your eyes move slowly from one object to another, from one body to another, say to yourself, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. So, just recognizing, that you're just always defending against time, even, defending against death, defending against sickness, defending against what might happen. At the end of each practice period, ask yourself, is this the world I really want to see? Don't you want to live in freedom? Don't you want to live with ease and want to live with grace? And this is, a choice that we're going to make today, that we're not going to hallucinate anymore, that we're going to recognize that we are spirit and that we are ultimately free. And we're going to start to create a very different reality for ourselves. So our security really lies in our defenselessness. When we recognize there's nothing to defend, then we can feel secure. Then we can lean into love and trust love. So let's take this into a practice and look around you and just whatever, your eyes land on. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. You may not want to use these exact words. You can find your own words, but just basically looking around you and seeing that everything that your eyes light on will not last, will not be here forever. And that we're aware of that somewhere in our consciousness and that we fear that. We fear emptiness. We fear nothingness. And when you're ready, just gently bringing your awareness back. I think this lesson also really invites us to become very intimate with the moment, to recognize that what we have is the here and the now. And one of the things my eyes rested on was the food that I have here on top of, I have food stacked up on top of the fridge and tea bags and things like that. And just recognizing that often, even when we fear what we have, running out. So we don't even get to enjoy what we have. And I guess that's the whole thing. And I recognize it sometimes on holidays as well, where, you're having such a lovely, lovely time, but you start thinking about going home and how soon going home is going to come. And that you're going to be back in whatever your routine is. And, you rob yourself of the moments on holidays because you're thinking about the future. So this invites us to recognize there's nothing to defend in this moment. We just have to be, and I love that. So we're going to let go of this lesson. You're going to return to it 4 more times today. What I see is a form of vengeance. Big lesson. And, getting your head around it can often be a challenge, but just start to recognize that what we dwell on, we feel like, we have to defend it. We have to defend this life. We have to defend ourselves. We have to mind our stuff. We have to hold on to things. We have to defend against time. And ultimately, we have to defend against death. And of course, that's an attachment to the body, that we have to defend this body. So I invite you now to close your eyes down and we'll have a quiet meditation. So dropping your awareness from your head down into your heart, leaning back to sit comfortably in your seat and relaxing your shoulders down. And then coming to notice your breath. And today, let's take that breath all the way down into your belly, breathing in deeply. And exhaling out slowly. And as you exhale, draw your navel back to your spine so that the breath just spills out. And breathing in deeply again. And breathing out slowly, navel to spine. One more time, breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. And then being present to your own natural way of breathing as we sit in peace and in quiet. And then when you're ready, drop your chin into your chest. Gently open your eyes with your gaze downwards and draw your gaze upwards. I hope you have a magical day from my heart to yours.